reppin' that star, I do it so well. It's Puma on the toes, but the stars on the clothes. I'm Starboy, fresh at the DF Dub. Yeah, I'm a hard hitter. Don't stare to fit, it'll ego hit you. What is you saying, man? Look at the swag. Please do forgive the brag. I'ma pull up later in the Cowboy jag. Don't you slip on the drip, I'm flossing the sauce. Go so hard for the star. Yeah, that be win, lose, or draw. If you take a L, get the F off my block. Cowboys win. Guachos, pour up the shots. Really can't help it, got a star status. Even got it tatted on my arm. Yes, we be 5 green strongs. Left a little room cause it's quest for the 6. Starboy really reppin' this shit. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me.
Yeah, tell me who the #1 fan. Yeah, Mr. Westside, I'm the man. Dallas Cowboys from my head to the toes. They better recognize who the fuck I am. Damn, haters run their mouth like a bitch when they team ain't shit and my team stay lit. Yeah, I'm about to rep this shit to the day I die in an all blue casket. If you wanna get with a club with love, tell Star Status Westside sent ya. Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. Emmett Smith is our main. Game time, prime time, all the time. Your team ain't never on TV like mine. That's because we different. We America's team and we run this. Like Zeke runs circles right at defense. Jerry Jones, that's nonsense. Let the coaches coach. And I'll have a smoke. And I know y'all wanna toast to that.
Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's no more left in me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. I'ma keep reppin' loud until there's nothing left in me. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys to the death for me. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. DC, that B4L. Reppin' that star, I do it so well. DC, that B4L. DC, that.
What's up with you guys? It's your boy West Coast. Yo, in 2020, I've teamed up with my hot boy, Jalen Smith, number 54, to bring you guys some of the most exclusive eyewear known to man. CEV. I mean, everybody's wearing them. Make sure you guys go over to CEVcollection.com today and use promo code CEV West Coast to get yourself a hot boy discount today.
Thank you for watching West Coast. This is Antoine Woods.
Thanks for watching West Coast. Go Cowboys.
This is Ray Williams. Thank you so much for hanging out with us at Dallas Cowboy Scout.
Appreciate
My man West Coast from this buck.
Thank you for watching West Coast.
Shout out West Coast Cowboys. You know it's always love over here. Raider, Cowboy, always a Cowboy.
Did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Thank you.
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, and we live in the building, man. How are you guys doing on this mighty Monday evening? I told you guys I had a special guest, or I had some special guests for you guys tonight, man. Why? Because the 2021 season has begun, and it has begun today. And I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Whenever I get a chance to pick who I want to start the season out off with, I was like, man, I need the team, man. I need that dream team, man. So I went out there and we're going to be talking DAK today. You want to know why? Because no matter what happens in 2021, if this don't happen right here, shoo, season gonna be crazy. So let's get right into it, man. Let me introduce our guest for tonight. Man, I got my boy Boss Cowboy coming in tonight, man. I'm gonna let you guys know I call him a guest, but he didn't been over here so many times. A pair of his shoes is down. They right here, man. Like, I told him to come pick him up a gang of times. Boss Cowboy, say what up to the folks, man.
Man, what's up, man? I straight got my shoes in the house, and you know this.
You know this, man. And then, man, our special guest, man, my unk, man, coming out of Georgia, man. What's up with you, man? We got former Dallas Cowboy Quincy Carter, Mr. 1-7 himself, man. Let's get it, man. How you doing today, Unk? Let me know something.
Man, I'm good, West Coast, good, man. I got my health and shoe. In today's world right now, Man, what more can you want right now? My family's good, so I'm good, dog.
Shoot, I heard that. I heard that, man. I love that. I love that. So we gonna get it. We gonna get into this right now. Why? Because I think right now on all the in the internet and the internet sphere, you have probably three of the most I think I don't want to say dedicated because we all dedicated, to this cause. But I think you have three of the guys who have really put their foot in the ground and have said, no, we not backing down on this one. You know what I'm saying? So this is the DAK discussion. We're going to get straight into it. We're going to talk about Dak Prescott. First question that this is just an open discussion.
Yeah, we're going to talk.
This just is open discussion. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying? Just open discussion. So we chilling. You know what I'm saying? I go in the kitchen, I come out, I say, why you think Dak ain't been signed yet? And then Quincy, this is what you say. Go ahead. Quincy, OG, why you think Dak ain't been signed yet? Let me know something.
Well, honestly, man, being straight up with you, and all due respect to the Cowboys organization, but we know when they wanted guys there and they signed them. I mean, and I'm talking about the long tenure guys, and we're really only talking about two in my lifetime, and that's been Troy Aikman and the other being Tony Romo. And when they wanted those guys there, they did whatever they needed to do to sign them. So that's the bottom line. So in saying that, I'm asking myself now, what's the holdup? Because I know how creative the Cowboys can get as far as signing Dak, whether it's, putting these bonuses that he wants and structure them in a creative way so he can still get his money. Everybody want to talk about that cap hit, but we can keep talking about that cap hit all we want. We know when teams can get creative and make this money right so he can get his bonus and feel good about the whole thing. So, honestly, man, at this point, West Coast, I don't even want to hear nothing about no cap hit because I know how creative the Cowboys can get. And we talking about one of the most smartest men with his money and Jerry Jones, all due respect.
Well, I mean, just Boss Cowboy, before I get to you, I mean, Q, you was in the organization. So when you say when you say they can move money around, do you have give me an example of what you mean by he can do different things. Let me know something. Give us an inside view.
Well, the way it's structured, of course you got the salary cap, but you've got free money out there that you can have and put into Dak's hands, and then structure deals where you can make guys. Or you can put it, you can structure them where it won't be that much of a cap hit on Dak's end of it, but you can make it you can add it up to some other position players and make those guys hit the cap and then give him the money and the bonuses, so it's some ways that they can structure around it. I don't see but one other big money guy, two other guys, my guy on the offensive line, I'm drawing a blank on him, and Ezekiel Elliott, as far as really paying out big money like that. So it's ways around it. It's frustrating to me because I want him to get paid. I realize how much, he means to that organization. And then let's be frankly honest with it, man. Dak is the leader of that football team. Whether you like it or not, Dak is that guy.
Boss Cowboy, what are your thoughts, man? When you're known around the internet as being a guy. I ain't gonna lie, man. You're a numbers guy. I call myself a numbers guy, but you're a numbers guy. You know what I'm saying, Boss Cowboy? When you hear people bring up, the fact that the cap and what are your thoughts on it? Just what are your thoughts on this, man? Let me know.
Man, it took me a while to get here, man, but I'm of the opinion now that this is an ego war, and I'm thinking they trying to make themselves look right. I don't think they really want that. It took me a while to get around to that, but I really don't think they want him at this point. And I've been doing some extra research that dug me even deeper to that because they never made him not one time a market setting offer. The last 10 quarterbacks, even 11 quarterbacks, all set the market on average per year as well as total guarantee.
What about the rumor of the $40 million though? I
Yeah,
thought he
at
turned
that
it.
time it was a rumor and it was false then, but at this point you got to pay him that because you the one messed up and you got to pay him that now. When that rumor came out, it was just the Joneses being disrespectful. And fortunate enough, me and you had a chance to interview Jane Slater about that, and she got the total background story and actually communicated to you and I, literally on this show, where she talked about what happened was they shot over an offer 25 million when the market at that time was 28 to 30 million, and they got insulted by it. And then they shot back an offer saying, okay, how about 40 million? But they wasn't serious. They was really telling them F off. Yeah, stop playing with me.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's at this point, they have no logical reasons but ego, because the numbers say he's the franchise quarterback, the leadership say he's the franchise quarterback. Now even a lot of people that doubted him has come over to belief in him. Like at this point I feel like the Joneses are playing a dangerous game. I, I think the Cowboy fans might riot like they did January 6th, the Capitol or something. They keep playing. Keep on playing, man. So no, at this point it's ugly, and I think they trapped themselves.
Well, I want to question because I mean everybody says this franchise tag, the franchise tag. I know you did. You know that you never got the opportunity to be franchise tag, but I just want to know, as a quarterback and be a player, what would have been your opinion of your thought if you played for this amount of years, you've shown yourself, to be worthy of a contract, and they tell you that they want a franchise tag because I had Roy Williams on here. And Roy Williams said something that has always stuck with me. And he said that contracts are based off appreciation
and respect.
And respect. You know what I'm saying? So just knowing that, and you know your buddy Roy. What are your thoughts on that? And what do you think players? Give us a real take on what you think players feel when an organization tags them.
Well, at the quarterback position, it's borderline disrespect because if a team believes in you enough to make you the highest, well, not the highest paid, but an average of the highest paid guys in the league, then why not, go ahead and give you that contract that you want? But then on the flip side of it, what it does to the football team is actually sends, two different messages where guys in the locker room like, hey, well, he is getting paid the top 5 average at his position, but do our organization really believe in him? So when you're on the brink of that, when you're 7-7 heading into your last couple games, or you're, even 5-7, but your quarterback is your franchise guy, he wants to finish out strong, or the rest of the guys really playing hard with you. And in this case, to be honest with you, I'll take it back a little bit. What Boss was talking about a little bit, just kind of getting off the franchise tag a little bit.
Yeah.
If, I'm at the point where you're at now. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight up.
Straight
up.
I really
hey, shout out Junior for the 100 stars.
Because here's the thing here, and that I really know. You know what I mean? And these are the facts. I know that the Cowboys are not going to put out the actual contract that they are offering him unless the Jones say it, or one of the Jones says.
Wait, can you say that? Can you say that? Can you slow that down and say that one more time, please?
Please say that one more time.
I know the Cowboys are not going to put out the actual numbers of that contract unless Steven or Jerry says it.
Unless they want it out.
Clue. Talking to it. Love it.
So what I do know, if we wants to feed the media something, then they go about a way of doing it. And I'm not accusing anybody of doing it, but I do know how the business is ran. So I'm at the point where I don't even believe that $35 million a year contract that everybody's saying that Dak passed on. I don't even believe that, because neither one has ever came out and said that, nor has Dak's side come out and said anything, which is more surprising to me. So, man, it's really confusing. But going back to that franchise tag, though, West Coast, man, when you franchise your guy like that, it sends two different messages to that locker room. And then the other thing, you know, let's be honest with you. We talked about paying him $35 million, and he rejected it. You're not gonna pay him $40 million, are you? So, like, where are we at right now with that franchise tag? So this is gonna be getting real interesting pretty soon.
Boss, let me hear something, boss.
Well, yeah. As an ex-player, you know, we heard from Tony Castillas. We just heard from Emmitt Smith. And one of the both of the things that they talked about was a lack of focus on winning in the Dallas Cowboys culture now.
Mm-hmm.
And they also talked about that maybe the brand and things like that are being put in front. Because I can't figure out why would they continue to also even negotiate through the media. I want to kind of get your perspective on that from somebody that's been in the building.
Yeah. Honestly, I never thought it was any negotiations going out in the media. I thought maybe some guys leaked some information that they really wanted, you know, people to kind of jump on and, you know, and kind of get, you know, their side out or whatever. What did they want, you know, what wanted people to believe? But I never thought that that the Joneses was ever talking to the media about it. So somehow, some way, some of these numbers are sneaking out the building. I don't know who it's coming from, but DAK's side haven't said anything. All we know, the deal hadn't been signed yet. But I'm a big believer in you know, those numbers that are getting spewed out like that. That they're actually not the numbers, or else the Joneses would have gotten frustrated by now and really said or come out of their mouths what those numbers really were. And until one of those guys speak, then man, I can't believe anything else, because I know how that franchise is ran.
Absolutely. Real quick, I want to shout out my boy Manuel for the 100 stars, my boy Junior for the 100 stars, Marvin, appreciate you guys for it, and Rose for hitting that star button. You know something that's been crazy, and I'm happy that we have, I'm happy we have a former player on here, because now I get to ask you, what is your opinion about former players speaking on other players' money, like whether it be positive or like one thing that I've always noticed about you, Quincy, is like you have always been very supportive. You know what I'm saying? Like you like, and I know that, you know, other players can gravitate to that. But what are your thoughts? Not to bash anybody, but what is your thoughts on when you hear other older players come out and say stuff like, you know, players should take less money because they're in Dallas? So this is actually kind of a twofold question. First off. Yeah. The first question is, what are your thoughts on, you know, older players speaking, on players in the media? And then secondly, what is your thoughts on this thought that because Dak Prescott plays for the Dallas Cowboys, that he should take less money? And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I mean, there was a contract at some point that you signed with the Dallas Cowboys, so I would think that might have even came up with in your, you know, why wouldn't you? If Jerry Jones is gonna try to save $1 over here, why is he gonna try to save 50 cents over here? You know what I'm saying? If you're cheap all around. My mom taught me that. You know what I'm saying?
No, right?
So let me. What are your thoughts on that? And boss, I want your a quick thought on that when he's finished.
Man, we're a fraternity, man, and you know, as a player, man, you understand how much of a grind it is to keep your position year in and year out. I mean, we're basically being replaced every time one of those scouts turn on the film. You know what I mean? So when you put in all the hard work that you have over the years, and I'm going back all the way to, you know, Pop Warner ball, through high school, through middle school, college. You know, I mean, you want to be rewarded for the work that you put in, especially when you're putting up the numbers. And for a guy to speak out on someone else's money, you know, I would rather just go ahead and not say anything, you know, instead of publicly, you know, saying this guy shouldn't be worried about getting paid a little bit more than what everybody else think he should be getting paid. So, you know, I just respect the grind of it. I respect my elders, you know, the ones that came before us. I respect the ones who, had to grind it out when it wasn't even free agency, with Reggie White fighting so much for money. I respect the fact that, when you're done with football, you actually got to go pay for your own insurance. And that sounds crazy enough, and I just respect, what, our grind is. We don't have guaranteed contracts. You don't know how guys have grown up. So, you end up respecting that as, from my point of view, man, just, the guys who laid it on the line before me. We're talking about a National Football League, man, that actually took out money and was making money off an account when they knew we were coming to sue them about head injuries. All right. They had thought that out 30, 40 years ahead of us. And here we are with a clear-cut case to win some of these cases, and they're not even giving us our money. So that's what type of company we're dealing with. And so man, I'll just be straight up with it, man. I never tell another man that he shouldn't go fight for his money. So what's the second part of that, Tyson? I got a little emotional.
That was it.
Yeah,
he just asked you what you think about other players, and
boss, let me hear you before I even ask you that second question, boss. I know it sounded like it looked like boss had something to say to that. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm actually put on my cloud views for this, bro. I'm dead serious on that. Like, I think most of it's whack. Especially like I saw your research, West Coast. I know you ain't playing with this. Like, I saw what you really brought up about Carson Palmer. He was like really real wrong for that, because how you go send out, and this came from West Coast. See, my boy West Coast go do research when you start opening your mouth.
Hey man, DOS, defender of the star, man. And
I loved it.
I didn't have to get on
go
Jerry
ahead and
Jones.
it yourself, did, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, DOS, defender of the star. And the defender of the star is just anything that the star didn't let. If you didn't put the star on your head, then you got free membership, man. And that's just what it is, man, because it's a bunch of fans that don't appreciate, man. Parents don't teach them how to appreciate stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I'm a
my boy West Coast did his research.
I'm gonna bang your head over
and
the Cowboys.
He showed a couple of things that's outright lies. Like, one of the things is how Carson Palmer saying he shouldn't reach for the stars. But he himself held his own team hostage when he wanted to move out of there.
Thank you.
So you can't do stuff like that, but then try to act like you the bigger man team guy when another man is fighting for his own money.
Mm-hmm.
So some guys is just, honestly, West Coast, just straight up whack. And I'm glad you exposed that. I think most people should follow you on stuff like that, because I know what you do. Like, when people start speaking out, you go look at their background. Another thing my boy West Coast discovered, just giving them straight up props for good work,
DOS
is
DOS.
One of the things, BOS. Say it again, brother. DOS, defender of the star. Let me tell you something. I loved it. So, they keep putting out this stuff saying DAK should give a discount and all this kind of stuff. You heard even Emmett say that. And I was frankly very disappointed in Emmett for saying that, speaking on DAK's money. He said that last year.
I love Emmett, but I love you, Emmett, but you're on my list. It's all good.
Yeah, Emmett, it hurt my heart when you did that, because I have your last name. You know what I mean? Will Smith, we like brothers. But when he spoke out and said DAK should take $28 million when the market was 35 so that Cooper could get some, like, Emmett, come on now. Even when you speaking for DAK, anybody with common sense go kind of watch and say, "Real, can I trust it?" Because you spoke against him last year on his money. Now,
but they paid Cooper before they paid that.
Thank you. So did they need to give a 28 discount? Mr. Carter, no.
You know what's
so your question, West Coast, I hate it.
Let that set the market.
Right.
So, and then the thing is, I don't mean to cut y'all, boss.
No, you good.
The thing that's kind of confusing to me is that, yes, Tom Brady did take some discounts. He did.
Yeah.
But there was a trust within the organization with those discounts he was taking too. And I'm not, getting into, some under the table business to make that, possibly make the deal right.
Yeah.
But there's some kind of missing piece somewhere, and I can't really put my finger on it where it's at.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about a good company guy too in DAK too.
Yeah.
talking about a dude, don't get in trouble. We're talking about a dude who's the leader of your locker room.
Yep.
And from number 1 to number 60, as far as players-wise, believe in this man. So I can't put my finger on it, but there's some disconnect between the two. I don't have a personal relationship with Dak, but there's something missing that I just can't see why this thing.
Can I tell you what it is? Can I tell you what it is? Can I tell you what it is? He was drafted in the 4th round.
Oh, man.
I'm just keeping it real with you because I'm going to tell you this right now. If Dak Prescott was drafted in the 1st round by the Dallas Cowboys, he would have been signed 2 years ago on premise.
Yeah.
Premise.
But now the evidence states otherwise, though, West Coast, because now, I mean, look at that post I had out a week or so ago when, and it just jumped out me that from the 2016 draft, he's the only one who had been cut, traded, or benched.
Yep.
Now that speaks for itself. So we'll see what happens now. I don't know where they're at right now in negotiations, if they got anything on the table, if they're even talking. I really want him to get healthy first. That's first and foremost, of course. But I think he'll bounce back from that ankle injury. But hey, man, we'll see, man. But it's just crazy that I really can't put a finger on it at this point where they're at, man. And then knowing what I really know about the organization, man, it's mind-boggling to me, to be honest with you.
I mean, yeah, and it's like, and that's the big thing. That's like today, like the biggest thing that was put out. I mean, not today, just over these last 2 weeks has been, Dak should take less money because he has endorsements and because because he has the opportunity to make more money. But I'm looking around the league and I see guys like Baker Mayfield who has not won absolutely nothing, and I see Baker Mayfield in Southern California, so that lets me know that's a major endorsement. Like, they're in Cleveland. Like, I actually see Baker Mayfield on my TV more than I see Dak Prescott. So even when people be like, "Oh, Dak has all these endorsements," I'd be like, "Where are they? In Dallas?" Like, and then and my thing is this: an endorsement that is of the Dallas Cowboy, like Regency. I mean, like Regent Energy. Yeah, that's an endorsement, but that's a Cowboy endorsement. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever's the best player at that time is going to be on the face of that. Like, Jalen Smith was doing it for a little bit. Like, it just rotates. Every team has that.
All I know, West Coast, and I'm not crazy, but all I know is Dak went from about 3 or 4 commercials before he didn't sign that deal 2 years ago to all I see is a Sleep Number commercial. I don't see the yogurt commercial anymore.
I'm hearing you.
So let me ask you this.
My
analyst, radio host hat.
Hold on, let me pull my cloud views too. Go ahead.
Who controls those endorsements? Because I seen that number drop from 4 at least, and I can't think of a couple more commercials he had to when he didn't sign that contract before last season. That number dropped all the way to 1, and that was that Sleep Number commercial.
And think about this: he has that huge beer commercial, and I didn't see Dak on one commercial for the Super Bowl. Not one.
Exactly. So yeah, man. People know that, but I know how things are ran, and I'll leave it at that. And it's just sad to see this really happening like this. And then to actually make Dak out to be like he's greedy or something when I know things can get done, and when you wanted to sign Romo, you did. So,
yeah, they said on February, I was looking at the days today. I was looking at it today because, the premise is that, like, the Cowboys waited a long time to sign Romo, and they really didn't. Like, they said on February 14th. You know what else is also crazy, too, that makes me kind of mad, too? And this ain't nothing to do with Romo, but it just shows you that they did handle Romo differently than they handled Dak. Because after the season was over, the Cowboys went 3-5 to start the season. Then they ended up, I think we ended up 8-8 that season, right? The first thing that Stephen Jones said after about Romo, anything about that when that season was over, is they said they have to get him signed. He said that on February 13th or something like that. March 24th, Tony Romo got signed. Not even a month later. Well, a month and a week later, he got signed. The very first thing that you heard after Dak Prescott breaking his leg for the Dallas Cowboys is that we are for sure going to franchise tag him. Like you would want to think that after this season's over that the Dallas Cowboys, like, they still have not come out and said that they want to make sure that they get a deal done. Like, everything that we're saying is the assumption that they want a deal done because they're working on it. I mean, we assume that they're working on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something else. They said last year when the season was about to start that they almost got a deal done. But if it wasn't for, I'm not gonna say the word because they'll boot you off the internet. But if it wasn't for the cough and the sneeze, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the virus, we would have got a deal done. So my question is this: as soon as Dak's leg got broke, they should have started back talking.
Mm-hmm.
So this deal should not take long at all.
Yeah, like I said, West Coast, man, I can't put my finger on it. I don't like it. Is at some point, your teammates start to really question, do they really believe in that? And I know that's really going to be a question now that he's coming off injury, man. So we'll see what's happening. It's been real quiet here lately. I don't know if that's a good thing. But to be honest with you, I'm at a mindset right now. I don't think he signs for that franchise tag. I really don't. I don't think I don't think they have any
leverage.
Any confidence in signing him for that $40 million. I just don't. Yeah, I don't see it, man. So I'm as confused as y'all are, to be honest with you, man. And frustrated, too, at the same time. And to be the first to tell you. Yeah.
Quincy, I wanted to ask you a question real quick just about the mental part of going through, because you are a great privilege to this show because you actually know what it is to wear the mantle of a Cowboy quarterback. So you had to play for money. What is that like going through mentally where you're trying to get paid versus getting paid, and how does that potentially affect the quarterback's game?
Well, it's a mindset that you got to have as a QB. It's in the back of your mind, and you want to be accommodated, for your services and all the hard work that you put in. But at the same time, the balance of that, has to be right. And you've got to put that, you got to block that out, man. And you've got to worry about, going out there and playing for the 52 guys you're playing for every Sunday. And as cliche as that sounds, that's the bottom line because you're the leader. You're that guy. How you tick, everybody else ticks. And so in saying that and knowing that, you got a job to do, man, and you got to put that behind you. But now you got to find that balance. You got to find that relationship with God. You got to find that family time where you let your family know, hey, I got to go handle my business here. But in order for us to get paid, I got to make sure I'm doing the right things on and off the field and get that support around you. And be honest with you, man, that is the most thing, man, that, I love about Dak, man. Dak has his business together. And you can just see from a week-to-week basis, how he continues to improve, man. And that's one of the things, man, I just love about Dak, man, the way he goes about his business. And for the most part, man, I can't see a scenario where he said something about a contract. He might have snuck a comment in here, I think maybe a year or so ago about it. But, man, dude, you talking about a guy who's been flawless on and off the field, has been a leader. But yeah, boss, not getting off on that tangent, man. It's a fine balance. You're fighting for that money, but as a quarterback, you got to lead 52 other guys, man, every Sunday. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I made a comment a couple weeks ago. I said it's amazing how the world has changed because just 2 years ago, they were painting murals of Dak Prescott on the side of walls of him. Like, have you seen that movie? It's called Come Out, and he's supposed to be like brainwashed because, they had taken murals and made these, basically were saying that Dak was a sellout. You know what I'm saying?
That Get Out one.
Yeah, the Get Out. And they basically made murals of him, like saying that he had sold out the brothers, and because he was so in line with everything that Jerry Jones do. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you, and I ain't even trying to go too far off tangent, but man, the way Dak Prescott held Jerry down during the standing kneel, he should have got paid.
He took bullets for
because
Jerry.
he took all the bullets for Jerry.
Yep.
Jerry didn't have to say anything.
It's not
Why?
me.
Because
I wouldn't personally do that.
Thank you.
You know,
Jerry didn't have to say anything. His star black quarterback
took the bullets.
Took the bullets for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then think about this. 2 years later, now that same guy is the enemy now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing, man. And it's a fine line, to be honest with you, man. Being America's quarterback and being, you know, for me, coming from Decatur and you know, and pleasing your own people, man. It's a fine line, but at the end of the day, man, it's business. And I think, you know, not speaking for Dak, you know, it was a lot of, you know, pressure or whatever came out that Kaepernick situation. He's seen how that went. Being America's quarterback, I can imagine how he felt. You know, he's got to feed his family, man. So any man's gonna try to feed his family, but you know what's in his heart, you know, and some things you just got to stand up for. I couldn't say what I would do in that situation. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that. You know, we know what happened with Muhammad Ali when he stood up. We know what happened with Kaepernick when he stood up. He's out of a job. You know, and so for us to go out and ask a man to do some things, you know, that might cost this.
And he did it. And that's the cool thing about Dak is he did it.
Quincy keeping it so
Dak
honey.
did. And think about this.
I just don't know what y'all want the man to do now.
Yeah, exactly. What more else does he have to do? Like that. Thank you. That's what I'm.
Honey.
Like, what more else does he need to do?
I don't know what you want the man to do now. You know,
Straight up.
Yeah, man. So that's a tough decision, man. And, it is. It is.
Because you're dealing with millions. Like, I feel you.
Yeah.
And see, I love how you keep it at 100 because most people not doing that. Like, and that's why I'm so happy you old, because unless you played the position and you can actually truly see yourself being in that position to where if you speak out and mess with millions.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Man.
You
Millions.
I don't know what I would do, you know, but I'm not gonna knock that man for making a decision.
Yeah,
you know, and let's be honest, you know, Dak is, you know, Dak is mixed too. You know what I mean? So man, I'm not gonna knock a man for doing what he have to do and believing in what he believe in. That I'm not gonna disrespect him as a man just because of how someone else may feel about it, man. You know what I mean?
Quincy, I feel you on that, because on that particular issue, I do believe there are certain people that might not have consciously felt that. You know?
Yeah.
And don't make you a sellout because that's not how you want to protest. And so, like, I like how you was honest about that, because you know there was a lot of people that was either this way or you. Think
about this, boss. He didn't even have a chance.
I'm on the record of saying, you know, I felt what Kaepernick was doing.
Yeah.
You know, but I've said it.
Yeah, I think we
time to protest.
Say that again. We lost you.
Say it one more time.
Okay, can you hear me now? I'm sorry. Yeah, but yeah, you know, I'm on the record of saying, you know, I felt where Kaepernick was coming from. You know, I felt to him, you know, being tired of the police brutality and everything and wanted to make a stand. But let's be honest, during the national anthem, it is the worst time, you know, to actually protest. I mean, think of it like this. Think of it like this. What if somebody came to Africa and during our national anthem, kneel in Africa?
People gonna have a problem with it.
What if a white man did that doing that? Exactly. So I get it, but I do get the cause of why he did. And then I do understand this. As Black people, we have to go the extra mile for somebody to listen to us. And I will say that. But it was the wrong time. But then, you know, as Blacks, shoot, sometimes we have to go that extra mile for somebody to sit and listen to us.
And that's true. And that's
Yeah.
absolutely true. And think about this. And I'm gonna tell you the cold thing about the game is Dak Prescott being in the position that he was in, he didn't get the liberty of just being like West Coast and being like, yeah, man, I'm just talking football. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now these athletes don't have a choice anymore. Like, you want, because of social media, you have to pick a side. And it's crazy because I'm going to tell you, a lot of times the side that most folk want you to pick be the side, and I'm not trying to say it's all about the money, but let's just be real. Like, at the end of the day, you can, like my mom used to always say, you know, if you and your lady get in an argument, don't tell me why, because I'm going to have a bad impression of her, and then guess what? Y'all going to make up. And I'm going to still be mad, and I'm going to still be mad at her. And I'm going to still be mad at her. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So it's like, you know, I take that same premise and that same mindset, and I say, like, dang, man, like in today's world, you don't really have a choice. Like, Dak really didn't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I commend him because the choice that he did take was the harder route.
Like West Coast,
that was the harder route. Like, that was the harder route.
And then another thing, when that stuff was kicking off, Dak wasn't even paid $600,000.
Bruh, exactly. He was still
a
guy trying to make it in the league. Still a guy trying to make it
before you matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to make it before you matter. Like, you know, so people wanted really Dak at that point to actually risk a lotto ticket. I said, like, yeah, you would you risk a lotto ticket? You know, so it's but he was company man, and then now after he got the 31.4 in the tag last year, he now coming out with 3 paragraphs on George Floyd. You know what I mean? And he's speaking out because now he got the bag.
And he dropped that $1 million too.
And guess
that mean? Yeah, thank you.
And guess who else had the bag too when they started kneeling?
Talk to me.
Kaepernick.
Hey man,
that's true.
Quincy, I gotta kick with you, man.
Hey, that's true. Hey, that is true. He did. He had just got paid. That's true.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah,
that's true. He had just got paid.
Yeah, it's because, you know, we all got to be honest.
But
man.
I mean, that's just and think about that. That's just life. Like, until you, like, if you get a job, when you first get a job, like, you go up in there and you be like, oh yeah, he not good, he not good, he not good. But you just can't go up in there and just go alpha dogging up in there. They gonna fire you even if you is the right person.
It's time.
It ain't your business.
Yeah, you gotta kind of lay back and let it play itself out. And then when it's your time, you pop.
And you don't even have a slice of the pie. You got a crumb.
Man, hey, to your point, same thing with Watson, right? Watson waited till he got that contract before he started straightening out that organization on his suspect racial issues that they dealing with down there with the Texans. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, I think Dak, I saw Pastor Douglas said on the thread, he said, man, he did all of that, and a lot of fans still don't respect Dak. Like, he really fell on the sword for Dallas.
Yep. I know, and that's too bad though, and he can't worry about that, man.
And you know what? And to be honest with you, the way the fans, and I hope nobody gets upset, but this is factual. The way the fans treat Dak now is why, if I was Dak, I would say don't care about how the fans think. Like,
yeah, I would.
I mean, unfortunately, yes, we love the fans. But like on this decision right here, because I'm gonna tell you, Zeke proved that the fans will love you
regardless.
Hate you.
Let me tell you the process Zeke went through. They went through. They loved him. Where the Cowboys was nothing without Zeke. Then he got paid, and then he started going down a little bit. And then, you know what I'm saying? The Cowboys fandom is this: if you playing well, they gonna deal with you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna love you. And more than anything in the NFL as a general, if you play well, man, all that other stuff is gonna be out the window. You know what I'm saying? You know, Cowboys said, oh, you know, they wouldn't do this or do that, but man, at the end of the day, if you come in here and you play well, they gonna love you anyway. So that's why I say, Dak, boy, get your money, man. And the folks and guess what? Because the fans who don't like you because of the money, when Tony Romo, I'm gonna tell you this, to Tony Romo's defense. When Tony Romo got that money, every time he made a mistake, there goes your $100 million. That's what you get for $100 million. Because guess what? There's some good stuff to get in the money. But if y'all think they treating him bad now and he ain't got paid, how you think they gonna trade Dak when he get paid? Like, man, they gonna crucify that kid. Like, imagine
I
Dak just have a normal
I just
game.
hope something get done real quick, man. I really do.
Absolutely, man. Well, Quincy, man, I ain't gonna hold you on here too long. I told you I was gonna have you on here about 45 minutes. We'll be on here for exactly 45 minutes, man. Hey, you got a camp out there that you're working, man. I want you to plug your camp. Let them know where they can find you at, and man, where they want it, because I know you drop some good knowledge every day.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I've got a quarterback training camp that I've got. Actually, it's my own business here. I'm actually based in Austin. If you got a quarterback out there who wants some training, you can hit me up on my Twitter, Quincy L. Carter. That's at Quincy L. Carter. You can hit me up on Facebook, Quincy Levon Carter, or you can just hit me up on my website, and that's QUINCYCarter17.com. I actually got 4 camps that I'm putting together. What I put together already right now. Where we're gonna be running some combine drills. We're gonna get them timed by Rivals, by 247, by Yahoo Sports. It's gonna be live stream. We're gonna have some position training at the same time. Then we're gonna do 1-on-1 and 7-on-7. You can look at my website for those dates, and that's QUINCYCarter17.com again for my website.
Shoot, OG, I appreciate you for coming on. More important, man, I appreciate you just always just being open for conversation, man. I've always bounced stuff off you, man, and you've always, always shared your insight and your expertise on the area. So I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for coming on today.
Hey, I appreciate you too, man. I appreciate your authenticity at the same time too, and that's why I'm always coming on. And YouTube boss, man.
Yeah,
Good
man,
to
I'm
see
gonna want to
again,
get with
man.
you too, OG, about them Georgia boys.
Hey, watch out now.
I know, because you get real defensive, man. You about to put them hands on me.
What we
I
need
see
to
you
do
almost
is
put them hands on me
we
on
gonna
from
be
last
having
time we talked, man. You went off on me about from, man.
We having a draft. We have toward the draft. We gonna have a draft show, man, and I want to bring you on, and I want you to talk about any Georgia kid that we need to put our put our finger in our ear to. I got a Bama guy coming on, and I want you to be my Georgia guy. Come on and tell me about any Georgia guy I need a defensive tackle if you can really help me out.
Okay. Let's do it, man. I'm down with that.
All right, Unc, you be blessed.
All right, you too, man. See y'all.
Hey,
man.
Hey.
All right, let me see. Boom. All right, we up in here. What's up with you, boss?
Oh, man, we rocking, man. Quincy, did his thing,
Yeah,
obviously,
he did.
as usual, man. Kept it 100. And he
Kept
goes
it funky.
It goes to show, man, just keeping it all the way real. It goes to show very easily that it's people that really, like, you could tell Quincy sincerely didn't believe in the protest timing. That didn't make him a sellout. That's just what he really believed. But it was a whole mural built on DAK, to your point on that subject, So I think some of this, we got to also give people room to be themselves, to, to have their opinions without making everybody have to be all or nothing. Like, we act like there's no room for gray. We do it in everything.
Yeah, man, like this thing that's happening today, like everybody wants to know who's the greatest between Brady and Michael Jordan's. I'm like, bruh, they don't even play in the same sport.
Yeah, man.
Like, they don't even play in the same sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's stick to stuff that's tangible. And, like, too often we fight for stuff that just, like, makes no sense. Like, Cowboys, if you could not tell that there was a hit out on your quarterback's character today, I don't know. You're blind then.
Man,
like,
let's talk about that. Go.
How does a team, I'm like, Boss Cowboy, I want to ask you this question. You got you a lady, right? You got you a lady, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all go take pictures, you and the kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got your nice little cardigans on. Y'all cardigans, or you wearing flannel? You got the cardigans, nice little sweater or a flannel. You got a little, you look like a cardigan. You know what I'm saying? You got your little cardigans, matching little cardigans. You know what I'm saying? You guys take about 15, 20 pictures and some videos. You know what I'm saying? You go home. You post your videos on all the social medias because you proud of your family. Look at my guy. Look at her. Look at my boys. Look at her. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on her page, boss. Wait, boss. Wait. Oh, okay. I see one picture. I see 1, 2, 3. Wait, tell me. I don't see me in this picture. Okay, that was probably an accident. Okay, so then you look at another. Then you go put the video on, right? And they got videos of you. They got pictures of your kids being handed to your girl. and you just not even in the video. I want to know, boss, what would you think if your girl posted all these videos on social media, and, you know what I'm saying, and it ain't got one picture of you in the video, and you was there. I'm not saying you weren't there. You were there.
Yeah. Can I add to your question for me?
Like when I put it in that terms, people be like, "Oh yeah, that's shady."
She always posted them too. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And in her past, she posted her dudes.
Thank you. So that's boss, and that's why I said that's why I put it out there too. Because the Cowboys, if you go to Dallas Cowboy Stadium, the first thing you see right there on Collins was DAK.
Mm-hmm.
Was DAK.
Yeah.
So don't tell me
we
you
just forgot to add
You forgot to add him? He's on the tickets. Like my thing is this. Listen to me, boss. And this is where I get kind of sticky situation, because it's like this, right? When that video went out, somebody told them, "Hey, we want to put out a hype video for 2021. Let's get them ready." Okay? So then that person told some geek went in the back and they made the video. But see, this is the thing with geeks, right? Geeks don't get opinions. They don't get options. Geeks just do what they're told to do. So that geek was being told by somebody to make a video. And then guess what? When he made that video, because he's just doing his job, you know what I'm saying? He gave that video to somebody who told him to make the video. And that person watched the video. So we know for a fact at least 2 people watched that damn video before it got released.
Yeah, Derek Eagleton said himself. He said it didn't get through the checks and balances right. So it was more than one. Absolutely.
So then that's where the mistake, that's where the thought of a coincidence is one person. I'm going to tell you this, Boss Cowboy, this is the only way I believe it happened on an accident. If the same person who was watching Don Terry Poe's game tape from last year was the guy approving it, that's the only way I'm believing it.
Stop. Yeah, but yeah.
But you see, you
people
feel me?
didn't get that. I
like,
get it.
I know that went over y'all head.
It
but I'm
went
saying,
over
if
your
the same guy who was watching Don Terry Poe's film from last year, if that was the guy who made this video, I get it, because that guy makes mistakes. Like, he makes mistakes. But
yeah, and then then Derek Eagleton said that basically
he should have said
those
nothing.
Who read into it don't know how social media work, and it's like, yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
We do know how it works. We know subliminals, and DAK did. That's why DAK liked or followed the Washington Redskins today. Like, it's messages being sent now. We getting a different DAK. We getting a DAK that's starting to finally show, I have the leverage and I'm now willing to use it. I'm not on this yes or no, sir. I'm going to fall on the sword for you, sir, type of deal.
But, boss, can you explain this? Because some people out there honestly think that the Joneses are the ones with the leverage. No, Jerry has all the leverage. Boss, who really has the leverage in all this, man?
I mean, DAK has literally way more leverage. He had leverage last year. He got more than that. And so, like, a couple of places that even just these past quarterbacks gave him even more leverage. Because when you see people like Matthew Stafford go for 2 firsts and a third, right, it even devalues the non-exclusive tag. Because it's going to make you look like a fool to only get 2 firsts, because that's all you would get on a non-exclusive tag. If you try to go that option.
I got your Dak Prescott with Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, and Deshaun Watson screen up real quick.
And that's one of those things, just to bring that up too, because the facts is there was no public leaks offers from creditable insiders that ever surpassed market.
And did you guys hear what Quincy Carter said? If a number's out there, it's because Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones wants the number. If it ain't, then it ain't.
That's exactly what he said, and there was no number that ever surpassed market on the average per year or the total guarantee. So it's just always been disrespectful, West Coast, but he got just pure leverage at this point, because at this point, because you can't argue with hypotheticals. Like when people say who's better, Romo or DAK, really it's hypothetical, right? Or Jordan versus Brady. Hypothetical. But now we saw the product, because people could hypothetically say anybody could ball with those weapons, right? That's hypothetical. We saw it. We saw Andy Dalton, a 3-time Pro Bowler, 10-year starter, actually threw for 4,000 yards before. We saw it now. So you can't throw out hypotheticals for leverage. You lost that leverage.
Yep.
So everybody knows. And then you looking at the fact and you looking around the league and you seeing I'm the only quarterback from the 2016 draft that's actually been consistently productive until y'all gave me the last place receiving core in 2018. Like Dak has absolutely the leverage. And if they tag him wrong, the leverage go get even worse. It's like, why stop playing? And let me explain that real quick. Because if you use the exclusive tag,
which they're going to use,
that got him by the balls.
Which they're going to use.
Because then what it does is he's not going to sign it, right? They're going to be on the hook for 37.7 with not that much cap space anyway, right? That they would have to then start doing all kind of stuff to their team to make room for even this new expensive cap.
Which
That's
makes
one.
no sense. The best, I'm going to tell you guys, you actually have to have, they're going to have to put him on a franchise tag. It's going to take more creative math to do that than it would be to sign him. The easiest thing in this situation right now is to sign him. I'm going to tell you this right here. Cowboys, I give in. Boss, I give in. I give in, boss. Jerry, you don't believe he's a franchise quarterback. We're not going to say he's a franchise quarterback anymore. My question is this. Do you think he's good enough to be your quarterback for the next 3 years? Okay, if you do, get a dude a 4-year deal, get yourself an out at 3. Listen, Cowboys, did you just see Matthew Stafford, who has not done nothing? Bro, at least if in 3 years, even if Dak hasn't got you whatever you can get it back. Quarterbacks are going for everything right now. Everybody needs a quarterback. You think that's going to change in 3 years? No. What's going to happen in 3 years is a bunch of these guys who they think are really good are going to fall off. That's what's going to happen.
Albert asks, what's the cost of franchise Dak? Is 37.7.
So that's why that's the minimum wage.
That's the minimum. That's starting time.
That's why Quincy Carter said it. That's why Q was like, yo, it doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If you're okay with giving him 37 on a franchise tag, give him 38 and be done.
Yeah. With a respectable total guarantee.
And be done.
And it's sad because the other part is you also now have, again, 3 quarterbacks that's waiting to be enumerated. You got Lamar, Allen, and you have Baker. And Baker is going to shock the world when he set the market.
Baker already has endorsements, so he's going to get paid.
Yeah, he's the LeBron James of Ohio. And, I say this all the time. It's easy for us who just had Romo and Dak to be like, Baker, sorry. But if you were the Browns and you've been in a 30-year purgatory on quarterback, and you finally got a quarterback that took out the Pittsburgh Steelers, you're paying that.
You're going to pay him.
You paying that, and you go overpay that, and you go do it gladly.
Yep.
And when that happens, Dak is going to be like, listen, y'all really screwed yourself. Y'all really just want me to play one more year. If y'all really just want to y'all want me to go out there, sling it around for one more year, I will. Or it might get extremely ugly because once they tag him, Dak's leverage is just over with. Because what's going to happen is he not going to sign it. And when he doesn't sign it, that's going to dry up the free agent market for quarterback. It's going to also dry up the draft because he going to be sitting waiting till July. Just the time is going to start ticking against Dallas. And they can't do anything unless he signs. They can't trade him unless he signs. He's not going to sign. He's going to let them drop the market. All the leverages with Dak. It's so much leverage with Dak, they even scared to speak out. One of Jerry's grandsons, I don't know if he was playing too much or being silly or it was an inside information type of thing.
West Coast know a couple folks, man.
Okay. I can't wait to hear this.
He said he didn't mean to do. He said he did not mean to do it. I have a screenshot of a conversation that I can actually show you.
Okay, good. And I take him at his word.
I take him at his word too. You want to know why? Because we didn't been in the clubs before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I say this. So even him not being able to do it, the other thing is he also deleted it. So that's good because they're saying that we don't want to stir the boat publicly like they were stirring it last year. West Coast, did they have any problems last year speaking against any players?
I mean,
Zeke who?
Yeah, well, that was the year before last.
Or even last year.
Oh yeah, when you my bad. When
Well,
you
you're
say,
right. The year before
when
last.
you say
No,
last
you're
year,
right.
I think
It was the year before last. Yeah, it was the year before. But what I'm saying is they have a history of not caring who they speak against. Zeke who?
Exactly.
They said Tank is not Von Miller, nor is he Khalil Mack. They said that about
Stephen Jones said that about his own player.
His own
He
player.
said that about his own player. Whether it be true or not, bro. Whether it be true or not, fam.
Yeah, they don't have any problems. And make sure y'all hit that share button real quick, man, because we starting to really go in, man. Y'all could definitely make sure y'all spread the word of what we talking about, because we going in. It's time to get Dak paid. My boy West Coast like, hey, man, boss, let's get on this thing and lobby. But we lobbying on truth. It's not lobbying over favoritism. It ain't no favorites. The Dallas Cowboys favorites. You know what I mean? But we want him paid so that we can be a favorite to win. So, but yeah, now he got all the leverage, boss. He got it.
I mean, and then think of this right here, right? You have the NFL is turning into a quarterback league. Like, let's just be real. Hibbert should not have won the MVP. We can have a whole conversation on that. The quarterback from San Diego should not have won that MVP. It should have been Jefferson from the damn Minnesota Vikings. He was the offensive rookie. That was the best player in the NFL. I mean, not best player in the NFL, but this kid was a rookie. Putting up, like, it's cool when you're a rookie and you do dope stuff for a rookie, but when you're a rookie and you do dope stuff that veterans aren't doing, bro, you're dope, bruh. The dude was averaging 18.9 yards a catch. 18!
Wait.
A big play in the NFL is considered 20 yards. He was almost 2 yards. That's Deshaun Jackson-ish. Like, Deshaun Jackson is the only person that's I've ever known to do stuff like that. Like, every time he touched the ball, he's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think both of those guys was electric. I think both of those guys.
And I give you props, too, boss, because you said that Jefferson was going to be the best wide receiver in this class. You did say that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it wasn't easy to say that then because he was ranked 6th out the receiver class.
I give you your thing. And I ain't trying to call no bad home, but I also said that CeeDee Lamb was not going to be the rookie of the year. The reason why I told you is because of why? Amari Cooper, duh.
Exactly.
All the other dudes, like, what y'all talking about?
Yeah, them other dudes was put in better situations. I figured that Jefferson was going to go off because I knew he was going to be the number 2, right?
Hey.
And so he wasn't going to have that pressure that other receivers going to have. And he went with a quarterback that's also a vertical quarterback that like to air that thing out. So all the tea leaves said he was going to rock that, But yeah, man, that one is a hard one between them two. But at the same time, I know we was really talking about Dak. My thing is, I want to get your thoughts on the Washington thing with him today, allegedly following Washington. Because we never talked about that. Because you also said to me off air, you said Dak is changing. I never got your thoughts on that.
I think it was balls, man. I like it. Like, bro, if you gonna say something about if you come on my show and you say my lips is chapped, you try to get on my head, I'll get on your mama. Like, quick. Wanna know why? Because you don't know me and I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? What the hell? If I'm not mad, you shouldn't be mad. Hell you mean? I'm not gonna give people a pass. West Coast with his Chaplin. Okay. Have you seen your profile picture lately? You wonder why your friend requests are down. Hey, I'm smooth too, bro. Like, boss, like you know how some folks are just I know me and you was built to do this. Like, I'm smooth with it. Like, you wonder why you only get one friend request a day. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen your profile picture? My inbox is booming. You mean Chaplin stuff.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So, I look at Dak, and I see Dak as a kid that is changing, and not even that he's changing, Dak learns, bruh. Like, he learns. Like, I think he learned a very valuable lesson last year, putting all his faith in Jerry Jones and thinking all this and that. Like, I think he learned, and now he's doing what Zeke did. Want to know why? Because Zeke got a daddy in his life that's ultra, watchdog. Like, I salute Stacy. Like, part of the reason why Zeke is paid is because of his daddy. You know what I'm saying?
He got a man's man.
Yeah, because when the entire world is tearing you down and saying this and that, bro, it's your daddy that's calling you on the phone that's in your ear like, son, just you know what we're doing this for. Don't trip. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because Zeke wants to be liked. He wants to be loved.
Yeah. You can see that. Like, he was all in tears on week 17. I like, man, Zeke, you can't please these haters, bro.
Like,
Like our
yeah.
Cowboy fan base, half of us go love you, half of us go understand, half of us, the moment you fall off, we go say we should have drafted Jalen Ramsey. I always say, if you had to wait 4 years to say that, you wrong.
Exactly.
So it's like, no, man, like, yeah, you right, man. I love to see my boy Dak showing them through his brother Thad. I'm not, it's alleged, but I believe it. I believe that he's fighting back now. He like, I know I can't get out there because nobody can go against none of the owners.
Nope.
Nobody can see, because everybody say, I see a lot of Texas fans saying that with Watson. Why don't Watson speak out? You don't have any idea how many journalists are sycophants for owners, because every journalist knows, and I mean kiss butt. Every journalist knows that your career is going to be short. They're long-term journalists. They rather side with ownership every day, all day, because they're gonna outlive you.
Yep.
So if you try to speak out, even if you write, they go to the Clarence Hills and the Mike Fishers and the James Slaters, and they're gonna put out a lot of information that they're gonna gladly put out there. I'm not saying they're fake journalists, but I'm saying they're gonna put it out about you. You would never be able to go against the war machine of an NFL team.
Nope.
So he doing it smart. I like how he doing it. He like, okay, so you go send a message to me, which I'm going to take it that even if you wasn't sending a message to me, I'm going to take it as if you sending a message to me because I went on the highlight. I'm going to send a message to you and follow the Washington.
Hey, I got this slide up here with the 4 quarterbacks, man. I want you to break this down for us, man, and kind of talk about what is a realistic, because at the end of the day, people want to know, what is it going to take to get it paid? What is realistically a number? Give us a number. I got the Deshaun Watson, Goff, Wentz slide up. Let me know, what is a realistic offer, fam? Come on.
2. It's about 2 offers. Okay, so the shorter the years, the higher the average per year is going to need to be if you're trying to close this out. So we're looking at the number right now, and the last number for Watson on the APY, which is average per year, was 39, right? And the good thing about West Coast showing this is you can see a clear trend. You see, especially when he going against his counterparts right now, you'll say his counterparts are Wentz, Goff, and Watson. The person that he's more comparable to is Watson. So we'll start with him. He just got 39. Well, with his numbers being almost identical, especially the last 2 years, they have to now start with 39. That's the new bottom. Okay. So if they're going to get this done, at first 40 wasn't serious. Now serious. It's serious now. So you at least got to be 39.5 to 40 million on APY. Then if you're trying to do a 4-year contract to just get it done, you just got to surpass a simple total market of 110. You just got to give him 111 in total guarantee, which is going to put him perfectly within the market of Watson, and it's going to be a done deal. If you trying to really to me, close Dak, because that would suffice his agent. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. And I want to slow down and say this
and
part.
Remind you that his agent has 2 other clients that are on franchise tags right now.
This is the most important thing I'm going to tell y'all. Agents are not going to commit career suicide because of an ambition from the Joneses to try to make Dak team friendly. That's one of the most important things I've said, because if Dak was to sign with all the market value that he has, even outside of rings, Super Bowls, and playoffs, it's his market value. They don't go in there and negotiate how many wins. They go in there and say, this is what y'all getting on return on investment, and this is what he's worth based on that. They talking worth and return. They talking jersey sales. They talking impact marketing, council, Black Lives Matter, all those major marketing hands that Dak has put his hand in is what they talking about. So his agent is also trying to recruit new blood. So he has to set the market, and he's not going to surrender unless he sets the market. That's why what West Coast said is so accurate. He letting all his best guys sit on task because he like, no, none of us are not going to set the market because I need to go get more of you guys. You know what I mean? And let me do my job. I'm your lawyer. You know what I mean? And as your lawyer, I'm going to get you paid. So if they just set the market like the last 11 quarterbacks have done. So let's go through them just real quick. You got Luck, who set the market. You had Matthew Stafford, who set the market. Then Carr set the market. Then you had Jimmy Garoppolo set the market. Then you had Kirk Cousins set the market. Then you had Wentz set the market. Then you obviously had Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Man, everybody back to back sets the market. And so if you want to close this out, you got to give him a market setting offer. We've literally been saying that the last 3 years, West Coast, we've never changed the answer to this. And the saddest part is, even if you look at the contract that Watson got, we both predicted it. We said the Joneses need to get ahead of Watson because O'Brien is Santa Claus. We both said that. If anybody go listen to our show from about a year ago, we said exactly that. We said, and guess what? You go look at the APY and you look at the difference between Watson and you look at it between Goff, it's astronomical because Watson now is accounting for 19% of the total cap.
Yep.
If you would have got in front of that, that wouldn't have been you. That's the days you could have finished DAK off at a $34 million with just 110 in total guarantee. But as long as you continue to make these insulting offers, you're going to make DAK continue to be flat-footed as well as his agent.
Hey, and guess what? That's his job.
That's his job.
That's
not
his job.
That's his job. That's exactly what he do. Like it's amazing. Like, and I read something today. I definitely want to get your thoughts of this, man. I'm gonna send it to you too, because we probably go talk about this later. But Katie Drum, it was either Katie Drummond or it was it was Patrick Walker. He said in an article basically that after this surgery they're gearing up, and he's saying this as if he talked to somebody from the inside, which matches what Quincy just said. Quincy said if it comes, if they start talking about money, it came from Steven or Jerry, right? So he said a couple of things that I'm going to send you this article, bro, because it's important. He said what broke down the contract talks July 15th of last year, the tag deadline. He said that they wanted DAK to get on the phone with Steven. Let me ask you a question, West Coast. I'm your lawyer, okay? And I say, listen, man, I'm going to do all the talking. If the other lawyers say, I want to hear from West Coast, are you getting on the stand?
No, I'm going to do what Mama
exactly.
My lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and he said,
that's what I'm
going to send it to you. He said that one of the things that was, and another thing that he said in there is he said that Steven was over the last 2 rounds of negotiation.
I mean, I believe that. I mean, you got to think, as much as we think Jerry is involved, like, Jerry is still over the age of 80. So it's like, Jerry, you would think that Steven would be involved, and that's why I've always said about Steven, like, Steven doesn't miss not having a Super Bowl because Steven hasn't won a Super Bowl, technically, because when we was winning Super Bowl, Steven was a freaking fan like us. Like, yeah, he had more access, but he was not the guy that he was now. Over the Cowboys. The guy that he is now with the control that he has now has never won a Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And he's young. And he runs a business. And he's very successful at his business. That's the thing that's what's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys is like this. It's like if we were all eating, Campbell's soup and we all thought it was nasty, Campbell's soup would not be around. The reason why Campbell's soup is around is because we all ate it and we think it's good. So you buy more and then they get more. See, in Cowboys, imagine if Campbell's soup was not good and they still made a whole lot of money and people still bought it, but instead of eating it, they just throw it out because it's nasty. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the thing with Cowboys. Like, they still make a lot of money regardless if they win or lose. So that's why I be like, yeah, I bet you Jerry Jones is tired of losing. I'm like, well, when did he lose? Yeah, he didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but he's looking at this bottom dollar and he's like, where did I lose?
Right.
It's like when people say Drake fell off. How did he fall off? He fell from 1A to 1B. And then another thing people say, Tom Brady took less money. Yeah.
That's not true.
He went, okay, Boss Cowboy.
Not on his first contract.
Listen. He basically said, the max contract was $100 million. I'll take 95. Tom Brady didn't take, yes, he didn't take max deal, but think about this. How does a guy still end up the second most money ever? $263 million.
Yeah, with a wife that's worth $500 million.
You ain't even got to bring up his wife, bro. Just think, he's worth $500 million.
That's important.
But
because everybody wants Dak to do that, and he.
But even then, like that shit.
But even then, like right, without that even factored into the equation, it's still
let's
crazy.
just be real. Think about this, right? If that really made sense, Tom Brady should have been a $40 million quarterback this year. Why didn't any team give Tom Brady with 6 Super Bowl rings $40 million? You want to know why? Because he's 45 years old. So don't talk to me about, oh, Tom Brady, he should be making 40. No, bruh, that's not how it works in the NFL.
Yeah, and I'm going to say something.
He makes $25 million because he's 45. Don't nobody give a damn if it really went off of like, oh, who's the best?
No, it's not about who.
It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, and it's also age. It's a lot of that. But I'm going to say something.
Tom Brady should be making 40. I'm like, why? The dude is 45.
Yeah. Tom Brady never asked for 40. It's like nah,
quarterbacks
bro,
weren't making $40 million.
You're not paying any quarterback $40 million for 1 year, because that's what you'll pretty much be doing in the case of Brady, because you know that his clock could run out at any moment.
You know what's so crazy?
And then the place that he landed with A freaking B.
No, they got thrown in free agent. Like, listen.
I'm just saying, like,
free agency.
Look at what's around him. Is my point. It's like they committed to super weaponing them up. Mike Evans has always been a top 5 receiver. Then they went and added some more free agents. Like they got my running back.
My boy said, yeah, if Brady, he said, and Brady needed an all-pro team to win a chip. Hey, you know what? That is a horrible way to think of stuff. You want to know why? Because it doesn't give a damn what he needed. At the end of the day, he has a ring on his finger tomorrow.
Yep.
See, that's the thing that I be thinking about Cowboy fans. That be them Cowboy fans. Like, that's the way Jerry is. Jerry wants to win, but he wants to win it his way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a desperate dude. I just want to win. Like, if that means getting a super team, let's go get an all-pro team then.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the notion is that the best team wins, right? That's what you would think, right?
Notion. Yeah.
So I would think the team that has the best players wins. So why don't we go get the best players?
Yeah. They win it. They obviously got Vita Vea. They loaded that up with Sue, made that middle unstoppable.
And guess what, boss? And think about this. These are the same Cowboy fans that in free agent are going to get mad at West Coast because I'm going to make a video on every free agent that I think should be a Cowboy, all 50,000 of them. And you know what somebody's going to say in about 2 months? Oh, man, I hate West Coast. He's so annoying. I mean, every player in the NFL, he wants to be a Cowboy. Like, do you want everybody in the NFL to be Hell yes.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Hell you mean?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I want all the good players. All the good players.
I'm going to tell you something, though. It's worse. I figured out something. I'm going to tease it. I've never talked about it publicly. It's way worse. We teased this before, but it's way worse than I ever thought. I did a little bit of investigation and looked into details of those TV contracts. Man, I'm going to just sum it up like this. When those TV contracts come out, it's going to be insulting what Dak has gone through. It's going to be extra because Brady everybody that's saying
Brady may play until they come. Hell, you mean?
See, because I'm going to tell you right now, the ESPN contract is expiring this year. The CBS and Fox and NBC contract is expiring by 2022. The DirecTV deal is expiring in 2022. Okay. So what most people don't know, I guarantee most people don't know this, man. What's been happening to the market is the Hulus, the YouTube TVs, and all the cable cutting stream apps.
Who are all bidding now.
Yeah, and this is what's sick, bro.
And they all want their cut.
They all want their cut, but this is what's happening. Because now you can stream shows, all the advertisers are losing spots
Hey, boss, scoot
So
over
the
to the left.
only thing that's really booming right now is sports, because that's where you get your eyeballs now. There's no longer Bill Cosby with a 5-minute show. There's no longer the Simpsons where you sit through the Simpsons. Now, every time you want to watch a Simpson episode, you just go click on it and find and watch it when you want to. The only thing left is sports. So it's pent up demand. And with that pent up demand, the NFL is getting ready to double their price, bro. So looking at this so-called $200 cap, we talking about a potential double by 2022 or 2023. So we saying it's gonna be potentially 400 million in just 2 years. The sad thing is this also happened in basketball, and it's clear because if you go look at the TV revenues when they renegotiated with basketball with the same streaming pressure, what actually happened is the role players start making what Kobe was making.
Fact. That's why you think Kyle Lowry. Remember when I said this 2 years? I said, man, Kyle Lowry make $24 million a year right now. Everybody in the NBA makes a lot of money.
Yes.
Everybody.
That's what's getting ready to happen in football. And this is the other part that people don't know. The biggest television market for sports is exponentially football. So if basketball turned players from $20 million guys to $40 million guys, it turned the $5 million guys to $15 million guys, what you think getting ready to happen with a market that's actually taking up 75%, literally around 75% of total sports advertising, bro.
Crazy.
So everybody that's bitching and crying, that's my one curse word for the show. I still remember your rule.
Man, I ain't tripping. I've been smoking a blunt for the last 15 minutes. Smoke
Got
weed
you.
every day.
So for everybody that's moaning and crying over it's going to potentially be about 19% of the cap. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you cry about 8% of the cap? No. That's what it's getting ready to be in 2 years. If you can put your foresight eyes on and stop putting in on these old hindsight COVID ass theories, because that's the only reason we looking at and panicking over the 40 million, because we like, it's going to kill the team. It's going to kill the team. Look forward. Look forward. If you look forward, you see that we crying for absolutely nothing.
Boss,
and we taking DAK through this for absolutely nothing.
What's going to kill the team? What's going to kill the team is another losing season. Cowboys need to start looking at big picture like that, man.
Yeah.
Like, how much money are you going to lose? Because think about this. They're not going to have full capacity in 2021. It's still going to tailor up some. So you're still going to be not making the money that you want to be making anyway.
It's the stupidest stuff in the world, man. Once I figured this out, you know what I said, bro? It's simple, too. It's real simple. Literally, everybody that signs right now is an automatic discount. Just think of it like that. Everybody, you don't want to be signing players in 2022 and 2023. And then they negotiating one of the contracts now.
Yep.
So if they get that negotiation done and it spiked the revenues going into this season, bruh, Cap, he gonna have another increase on his price. So now we gonna be bitching about that ain't worth no 50 million. That ain't worth no 60. You crying over 40 million. You getting ready to be crying over 50 million.
Yeah, and then you need to be crying over not being at the bottom of the draft, man. That's what needs to be the most important thing is this, man. It's like, going through another season. You know what I'm saying? Going through another season of just losing, man. Because at the end of the day, Jerry's going to make some money regardless, man.
Yeah, and Emmett said what you said, that this whole drama, Quincy said it, all the ex-players, we fortunate enough to talk to a couple of ex-players. Thank you for allowing me to do this with Quincy Carter. Man, they letting you know this stuff is going to leak, not might leak. It's already leaking. To your point, bro, you made an excellent point. It's already leaking into so I get sick of just Jerry saying stuff like, if I could write a check, if y'all knew how much I could write a check for to just guarantee us, everything that you got to do is free.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. My boy says I'm gonna take a couple of these comments. Let's start these comments. We ain't been
let's rock
a couple of these comments, then we're gonna get up out of here.
That's what's up.
Hey, I appreciate everybody's been hitting them stars too, man. I appreciate everybody. I ain't forgot about you. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. Macy says plus an extra game starting this year. Oh yeah, that is something else. That's something very important too. Is you are gonna have that extra game. You are gonna have that extra game this season too. You know what I'm saying? Rob says, but didn't Dak start out 1-3? Yes, he did, but didn't he also start out 3-0 the year before? So I mean, starts is one thing, but I know this: you would have had your quarterback at the end of that season, I promise you win your division. I promise you can get Washington. The question is, can you win your division with a Dak Prescott? And Vade, appreciate with them 100 stars. And I'm going to be honest with you, I definitely believe you could. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And to be honest with you, the numbers say that you could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, come on, man. Stop gauging people off 1 and 3s. Like, you likely – I don't want to go off on that dude. I'm going to just say it like this. I mean, you obviously got a bigger sample size than the start of this season. And then how smart are you to critique the same period in which Dak was also all-time in yards thrown and on an MVP level in terms of his touchdowns? So for you to even blame Dak for those losses, that's remedial. And some of y'all need to stop this. It's like y'all go to the most surface, goalpost moving ass arguments, and you do it every season. Because when he started off 13-3, y'all didn't want yards. Y'all was like he didn't have the yards. So then when he gave you the yards, you wanted the wins. Then when he gave you more wins, then you said it's garbage yards. Yeah. So you come up with an excuse every time he does anything. So it really tells me nothing about Dak is going to ever make your types happy.
And if he beats somebody, but it was this team. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cared about Pittsburgh when they was beating a bunch of whack teams.
No, nobody cared at all. They was giving them all the credit. So I think a lot of us got that Jerry attitude because, like you said, West Coast, it could be because he's a 4th rounder and you still trying to make yourself look right. And a lot of us got that spirit about Dak. We doubted Dak from 4 years ago. So we still today trying to still appear like he's going to fall off a cliff. No, Bill Parcells said after 3 years, you pretty much know what a play is. You going into year 6 with Dak. It's time to get off of it. You saw him improve every year. And if you just not smart enough to understand that Dak put us back in those games, because let me ask you a question. The guy that said something about 1 and 3 or anybody that says that, where was Mahomes' garbage yards last night? I didn't see him.
I mean, Mahomes didn't play good in last year's Super Bowl either. So I mean,
and he didn't play good in last year's Super Bowl. But it's like all these Dak theories that our own fans create. Like we create the dumbest theories. It's like there's no such thing as garbage yards because we got behind in the first quarter. I ain't got to explain that because people that's saying that they already know better. They just pissing on quarterback. I don't know why the hell these people at this point is still tripping on Dak. Like I do understand a period of time where there was people like my boy Joe Gitrino not calling them out, but I remember it was a time Joe was still wanted to see more. Now Joe one of the biggest allies, you know what I mean? Because at this point everybody see it. Mm-hmm. It was a fair time to where you could critique him. You could say, hey man, I'm not sure about 2018. I want to see more. But damn, he gave you a quality finish in 2018, a killer 2019, and a super hot start in 2020. You still crying? That's you. That ain't Dak.
Yeah, because I think the freaking people, what people don't realize is like if Dak finishes the season, even if the Cowboys don't go to the playoffs this year, you're still having a conversation about paying him. Like, right. I think, like, you guys need to take that right. disconnect. Like, I think some people really think that, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even if we would have finished this season with Dak Prescott, right, and we still missed the playoffs, we're still sitting here having the same exact conversation. You know what I'm saying? And the reason being is because I'm not signing him to a 1-year deal. You know what I'm saying? You're not judging him on what he did on what a team that's not how it works. If that's the case, Tyron Smith and La'el Collins would have never got signed. You know what I'm saying? You sign people on their individual performance. Just like the reason why just Deshaun Watson got paid 19% after they traded Hopkins is because they felt at that time that Deshaun Watson was going to be able to compensate for what Hopkins was doing. That's why they paid him more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And they overpaid Thompson.
That's why you overpay. And it's not even like you're really overpaying. It's just that you're reallocating. Instead of allocating that money to you, I'm going to give it to you and hope that you can do both. The problem was they found out that Watson can't do that. Watson just can't make anybody better. Because let's just be real. When we got Amari Cooper, people said we overpaid, and he was on the downside of his career. So let's not think that Amari Cooper saved Dak. Like, that's not how it happened. Dak wasn't on the trading block. You know what I'm saying? Amari Cooper, who had just led, you know what I'm saying, who also has led the league in drops before. That's never happened with Dez.
See, you talk fast. I'm
just saying.
No, I want you to slow that down, bro. No.
Amari Cooper is a better receiver. Think about this. Amari Cooper was 84 yards away from he was 80. There was 84 yards a difference between him and Deshaun Hopkins when Dak went down. 84 yards. That was the difference between between Hopkins and Amari Cooper. 84 yards, right? Think about this. When Dak went down, Cooper still got his yards, but he was just another guy. Bruh, if Dak finishes this year, Cooper probably has 1,500 yards, bruh. Something ridiculous. Because he still had 1,100 with 4 receivers. 4 different quarterbacks. So that right there, it tells you that Dak does make people better. Because Amari Cooper was a better receiver. Had 2 of his biggest games of his career. One was 2 games after being a Cowboy. That is not a coincidence. He didn't just come here and just, bro, Amari Cooper is paid because of Dak Prescott. I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't sign Dak, bro, you need to just do it over. Start over. Because it makes no sense to be paying Amari Cooper.
Man,
it makes no sense to have a Ezekiel Elliott. It makes no sense to be paying to all these weapons to have a mediocre. You're paying to have Cooper's. You're paying him to be a top 5 receiver. You're paying Zeke to be a top 3. Goddamn running back. You're paying your offensive line, La'el Collins, and when them guys get Zach Martin, at least to be a top 10. But then you're gonna settle for some guy at quarterback.
Say, Wes.
That is dumb.
I mean this, bro. Jerry and them go sign.
Why did you draft CeeDee Lamb? You drafted CeeDee Lamb so that he could be up. So for who?
For Dak. That's Dak's weapon. And it would be a riot, man. It would listen. If Jerry and them are that crazy to try to pull a Jimmy Johnson, but at quarterback with a guy that's 26, right? That's the obvious leader and soul and the good man of this team. And then you try to replace him, and especially if that replacement is, and you see Dak go somewhere and still being Dak and the leader of a new team and taking them places and doing things, bro, Jerry and them is going to lose a lot of this fan base, bro. Now, it's going to be people like me and you that's going to hate it, but we going to ride it out. You know what I mean? I start doing my own personal strikes. Yeah. I wouldn't buy any more jerseys for a while. I would intentionally go on some type of strike. I would still, this would still be my team, but I start slapping them.
You know what it also lets you know? That we're never going to have a good quarterback on purpose. That we're only going to get a good quarterback if we just slip and accidentally fall into. Because think about that. The last time we got a good quarterback on purpose was Troy Aikman.
Yeah. Yeah, we taking it for granted,
bro. We slipped and fell on a Tony Romo.
You
slipped and fell on the Dak Prescott. Jerry Jones didn't even want to draft him. Shout out Jason Garrett for getting it right one time.
Right. and one thing,
Jason Garrett got it right one time.
West Coast is a married, faithful man. I know that firsthand, okay? But I also know from kicking it with West Coast that if he wanted to, he could quite easily be the player, okay? Just knowing, you know somebody got the swag to get out there and do it if they wanted to, right? So just going back to your days of when you was a player. A lot of times when you was a player, we all developed on accidentally sometimes a stupid mind state to where you'll have a good woman or a good woman to have a good man. And what they'll do is when you have too many of them, you start taking them for granted. So we had Romo, then we just had Dak. We never had that in between lull like the Texans or the Browns or teams that been in that long period of purgatory. We lucked into Romo, we lucked into Dak, and so we got 2 beautiful women, for my analogy, and because they're beautiful and they just fell in our lap, we just think we players, but we don't really know that we are really 6s and 7 in the face. You really got lucky. Like, but you think you so player because 2 beautiful quarterbacks fell in your lap that you're trying to treat all of them.
You start thinking it's you. You start thinking it's you. It's your system. We have a
God
system.
blessed you. Accept the blessing and treat it right.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You start saying stuff like, we have a system. You ain't got no damn system. Like, if you had a system, my thing is this. My question is this. If you really had a system of getting quarterbacks, why haven't you been able to develop anything behind Dak? Because I'm going to tell you like this. If you had a stellar backup quarterback, you could have leverage. I'm going to tell you why the Cowboys have absolutely zero leverage is because as of today, we don't even have a backup quarterback signed.
Right. If you was Lincoln Riley, I'd be for the quarterback carousel.
Like, think about this. You don't even have a backup. Dak could be like, bro, you don't even have a backup quarterback right now.
Yeah, you tested all your backups, and that was all boo-boo compared to me. And you
boo-boo.
really, and your only leverage is not putting me on videos. That means sign me. If that's the only way you can try to create some leverage is let's not put him on the video. Let's try to make him feel like, you know how you do when your girl start to get away, right? You start acting like you got some kind of leverage. I'm gonna go out with my homeboy, but I'm gonna be just sitting there in the car. We gonna smoke, we gonna drink, but she gonna think I'm out there. She know you ugly. You a 6. You a 6.
What did I say 15 minutes ago? I said you was a 6'6" 15 minutes ago. You thought that changed? Because the conversation changed?
You still a 6. You still a 6, Dallas. Like, for real, it's been 25 years, and you got the nerve to not put me in your highlight?
The audacity.
The audacity.
Temerity.
Like, no, you got something good. Just treat it right.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, bro.
All right, man. Hey, man, boss, man, it's been a pleasure, man. Hey, man, we're going to be making sure that we have get him on here at least once a week, man. Because, you know, my boy, Boss. Hey, Boss, let them know where your show is. Plug your show. Let them know where they can follow you at, man.
Yeah, man. Boss Cowboy Sports is on Facebook. And then I'm also, and it's really Boss Cowboy Sports. And, you know, so definitely you can find me on Facebook there. We also got the YouTube popping under Boss Cowboy Sports. And then we got the Twitter. It's backwards. It's Cowboy_Boss. But that's where you're going to see Boss Cowboy Sports. And I'm doing a lot more posting and you know, creations and stuff like that on those channels. So definitely check that out.
Hey, I think Monday nights, man. What y'all think? Monday nights? I think Monday nights a good night. What you think?
Hey, man, I'm cool with Monday, man. We can go kick it off like we always do.
All right, for sure, man. Hey, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The last time I came back, nobody knew me. I was like, man, what's up, man? Hold on, man. Hey, man. My boy West Coast walked out, got a whole brand new group. I was like, hey, man, because people was like, hey, that guy's good. I'm like, oh, man, I was rocking with this boy a year and a half. You don't know me.
Hey, you know what it feels like? Like, you know how you, like, go to church and then somebody come up to you and be like, hey, honey, are you new here? And you be wanting to look at this old lady like lady,
yeah,
I'll knock your hat off your head right now.
Shoes over listen, that's my shoes over there.
Yeah, so man, like this. Hey, man, I be coming to this
house, man. Listen, I already know how this house.
Hey, that let you know you ain't. Hey, you know what that means? That let you know that you ain't been in church.
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
baby,
I ain't been in the church.
Baby,
I ain't
how
been
you
in
been?
The West Coast church. Yeah, man. Man, where the organ at, bro? You get supposed to hit the organ on that. But yeah, man, I ain't been in the West Coast church in a minute. But yeah, man, Monday cool with me, bro.
All right. Oh, man, I'm tripping. Hold up. That's why my sounds wasn't working. I had my dang soundboard turned off. Oh, my God. God dang. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, man, because when we talked about the church, man, I was waiting on my order.
Do I have a witness here? There it is. And I really don't know what you're going through this morning.
Hey, man, so we talking about having Monday night worship. Potentially,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I gotta stop this down right now. Tony Romo was not in Dak Prescott's ear his rookie year. No, he was not. No, he was not. That has already been. I just want to because my boy Jordan. I just wanted to let you know. We always gotta have truth here, and it's nothing against Tony Romo. And to be honest with you, I mean, I think Tony Romo this is what I think Tony Romo did his rookie year. I think Tony Romo did what any backup quarterback does. He helps him out on plays. That's what I think he does. But was Tony Romo trying to help Dak Prescott take his job while the next year he was coming up on an $18 million contract, $18 million year? No, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying?
It was mostly Mark Sanchez.
Yes, and let's just be real. Exactly, it was Mark Sanchez. That's who Dak Prescott actually. If you want to, and I'm gonna tell you something. It actually makes sense because have you noticed that? And I know, and I get the concept now too because a lot of times great players don't make good coaches. You know what I'm saying? Because a
True.
lot of the great stuff that Tony, like, how does Tony Romo teach someone or teach someone how to shake J.J. Watt coming out the side, to go to the left, to find Dez Bryant at the back of the end zone? That's probably pretty hard to teach someone how to do. Just like it's pretty hard for Jordan to teach someone how to do a fadeaway jumper to win Game 6. Like, some
Right.
stuff just comes natural to these guys. But I'm going to tell you, the guys who make really, really good coaches, is the guys who didn't play a lot. You want to know why? Because those are the guys who really have to know the plays. Because guess what? And I'm learning that teaching right now flag football to little kids. It's not really at my kids' level, 5, 6 years old. Man, I don't care about the athletic kid. I care about the kid that knows how to, when I say focus, look at me and knows how to run and make a left 3 or 4 times. Because the fast kid, if he don't know how to his left from his right, what does that benefit me? Absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my take on that. You feel me?
Man, that was a good take, man, because, I mean, a good time to debunk that. Sure.
Yeah, but Mark Sanchez, that's why they brought him back too. Like, that's why they brought him back.
Yeah, it's a lot of ghost theories that float out there about Dak to try to give other people credit. It's never Dak to people that don't like Dak. It's his offensive line. It's Cooper. It was Lamb. It was Zeke. It's never Dak. And then the in terms with their opinion, and then the theories, like, do y'all even think when y'all had these theories? Because, like, just think about it. It's real stupid to give a running back and a line credit for throws.
Yeah,
That's dumb.
That's dumb.
That's real dumb. Like, if Zeke was lining up at the X, the receiver, if he was Calvin Johnson, if he was Mouse, okay, I could see where that receiver really boosted that quarterback. But the theories that, and they try to say this, man, Matthew Stafford never had a Zeke. Matthew Stafford never had that offensive line when they wanted Matthew Stafford. It's like, but he had a dude that's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Are any of these receivers that we have going to be a
but
first
you know
ballot?
what? I want to debunk something too also, since we're in the debunking business.
Let's go, man.
The last time the Dallas Cowboys had a top 10 offensive line was 2014.
That was it.
The Dallas Cowboys, since Dak Prescott, has never had a top 10 offensive line. And think about this. The 1 year where the Dallas Cowboys went the furthest, anybody remember that year? 2018, we went to the second round of the playoffs. Dak got dropped 56 times that year. Guess
second
what?
Most sacks.
Think about this. Second most. Deshaun Watson got drafted first with 64. Think about this. Tony Romo never got sacked more than 33 times in 1 year. So that just makes you think about durability. Think about durability, right? We know how often Tony Romo missed games, right? He only got sacked 33 times, the most ever in his career. Dak's been dropped 56 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, we did not have a top 10 line in 2016. I'm going to tell you the top offensive line in 2016, I can remember, Oakland Raiders.
Yep, they was the number one for pass pro. Sure was. Yep. Then behind them was Pittsburgh. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys got to remember, coming into 2016, nobody thought that the Dallas Cowboys were about to just have these rookies and, like, nobody thought that.
Because I think what people confusing is they thinking about also, because we had a great in 2016 running offensive line. Like, they will pound you. But he's saying pass pro. Nah, we weren't
Complete
quality pass
line.
pro. And
No,
the person that was breaking down the 2016 pass pro was Free. That was the weak link on that line that was giving that whole line a bad name. Because y'all remember the Minnesota game. Y'all remember for the first time ever, we added a sixth lineman because Free was getting killed.
Yeah.
So now we did have a deficit in 2016. I mean, think about this, it wasn't no halo pocket around that.
Think about this. The seven sack game happened the very next year, 2017.
Yeah, the very next year.
Like, think about this.
And then they fired Colombo mid-season.
Yeah.
Not Colombo. Damn.
Nah, it was I can think about it. It was Alexander. That was 2018.
Alexander, yeah. And then they hired Colombo. So when you fire coach mid-season, bro. But then we give them the credit for Dak. It's all kind of theories that they literally create to hate, and it's sadly that's why more people need to listen to us. They need to listen to people that's really in tune, that really obviously we don't know everything. Everybody gonna miss it every now and then. Like,
Yeah, but to my credit, I don't talk about stuff I don't know. So
you funny, man. Everybody
hey,
miss
whatever,
at some point,
whatever.
bro.
I don't care. Whatever. He can say what he want to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
I know. I definitely
But I
can
don't
vouch
talk.
for
That's
this.
why I
No,
don't
no,
talk
I
politics.
can vouch for you on this. You will definitely double, triple, four, quadruple check for sure. And that's why, listen, man, I was following you, man. And, listen, go to West Coast page, man. West Coast page, boy. He bitch say, man, what you say? You call it the the defender of the star?
DOS, defender of the star. Get on your
Bro,
head. I don't care.
bro, say I'm talking about debunking almost as soon as they come up with a lot of conspiracy theory. Here he come. Hey, the top 10 according to Forbes people under the endorsements. None of them are Cowboy fans. Boy, I'm crying looking at this boy.
Yeah, man. Like, go look at the list, man. Like, think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this. The NFL does not give a damn who you are. Peyton Manning is number 3 on endorsements right now. He hasn't played in 10 years. So you're gonna tell me the power of the star? What?
Yeah,
that
and
big
nobody on the top 10
dude,
list.
That big goofy head looking dude. Like
Yeah.
bro, like the power of, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. The power of the star has a mindset in Dallas, but once you get outside of Dallas, if you are not winning, they don't care about you.
Yeah. And it's
the reason, and I'm gonna tell you the reason being is because guess what? That's the reason why my dog Zeke can't get really an endorsement right now. You wanna know why? Because he has a little bit smeared character pass, and then his team's not winning. If the team started winning, you would see Zeke getting more endorsements.
Can we talk about that before we get out of here, bro?
I'm just being real with you. Let's just think about that though. Think about that. Why if let's just be real. If that was the case, freaking DeMarcus Lawrence would have had endorsements 2 years ago. Freaking Amari Cooper would have had endorsements. Think about this. How many endorsements did Tony Romo have? He got more endorsements after he left the Cowboys.
Yeah, and I heard some Quincy Carter said, man. I think I want to just recap that just real quick before we get out of here, because obviously, if y'all didn't see that Quincy Carter was on the show and you came in late, y'all make sure y'all go rewatch the show because that was early. But one thing that Quincy Carter said is he said, "Hey, man, ever since he went down, have you been seeing as many commercials?"
No.
See, and people not peeping that. So how you kissing up to Jerry and them saying, look at all the endorsements that DAK has.
And you're not seeing endorsements. I see Baker Mayfield.
So that shows you that endorsements are fleeting.
Yep.
You can have them one year, and then they can piss on you the next year and say, let's go with the next hype guy. Let's go with Herbert.
Yep.
It literally can be in the next 2 months, Herbert selling yogurt, Herbert doing the sleep thing. They will drop you like a hot rock in cold hands.
Yep.
For the next hot thing and a better person with better cheekbones. And it's just like that. So it's like, man, at this point, man, fan base, we really got to come together, man. Stop all the hating. Everybody got to admit that DAK is our guy. And we got to put all our energy on the Joneses because there's something going on where it's a push to probably not sign this guy. Like it's likely a push because everything says do it. Everything says do it. But if they fear that we would turn to them people that stormed the Capitol January 6th, oh, they'll sign them. But if they think, oh yeah, we go just kind of take this and move on and still just support and rock and not complain, and they feel no pain behind what they're taking this team through. Like, listen, I love Dallas, the Cowboys. West Coast love Dallas. Man, it's gonna piss us off real bad if they mess over DAK, and especially if they replace him with some bull crap. It's gonna be years of pain on the Joneses. Don't even play that game.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all the realest thing. I'm gonna tell y'all the realest thing in the world that you'll ever hear from West Coast. I'm okay with replacing DAK if you can replace him with somebody better.
Yeah.
Like, I am 100% okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with replacing Zeke. I'm okay with replacing Jalen.
Super cool with that.
I'm okay with replacing anybody if you're going to get better.
No problems. No problems out of me.
Like that's what it. But my question is, how do you do that and still maintain your goal of getting to? Because see, you got to remember, we're not the Cleveland Browns. We're not just trying to get to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? How do you do that and achieve your ultimate goal? Because you got to think like this. Say you replace DAK, okay? Whatever, you replace him. Do you see what Tom had to beat this year? Like, yeah, you can play all these great games during the regular season, but when it's winning time, playoff time, he had to go against the GOAT Breeze, GOAT Mahomes, GOAT Rodgers on the road, except for the Super Bowl. So it's like, bro, when you get to them playoffs, bro, you're going to have to pay some pretty decent quarterbacks. And you want to be that one team in the playoff with a guy. Like, if we would have made the playoffs this year, as much as I would have loved it, guess what? We would have been that team in the playoffs with a quarterback, with a guy. While everybody else got something special. Bro, at them type of games, you need something special. You need a dude who can who can work magic, bro.
Yeah.
You need a guy who's been down 25 points and then came back. That's what you need in them games where you should not win.
Yeah.
But you're going to win. That's what you need. DAK is special, man. Hey, man, it's your boy West Coast, man. I appreciate you guys for rocking with us. I'll see you guys. We're going to see you guys together next Monday. Make sure y'all tune in. You already know what it is. Never